sometimes when we're building our functions, we want to look and see if we're having repeated code anywhere. And if we are, we may want to consolidate it. The problem is we have a lot of repeated code here. So this while loop actually is repeated 3 times. And the problem is if we want to change something inside of here, we've got to change it in 3 places. So what we can try to do is to isolate this into a single function. So let's call this function process flow. Let's see, yeah, let's do it this way. Let's call it process flow PGFs. And what we need to do is actually pass in the first paragraph in the flow, and then we'll pass in the doc object, because we may need that for something else. And then let's copy this to the clipboard, and we'll paste it down here. And I think the only one we're probably going to need is the text, because we're passing in the paragraph. So let's just see what that does. So the code that we want to reuse, we can just grab this and cut it to the clipboard and then paste it in here. And this is probably going to be pretty sufficient, because I think that's what we're repeating. So we're going to look at that. So that's what's repeating in all those places. So that means that we can actually delete all 3 of these loops. So we're going to delete this. We're going to delete this. And then we've already deleted this one here. So now all we have to do is call this common function. So we say process flow PGF. We pass in the paragraph, which we've defined on line 51, 56, and 60. And the difference being that one of them is the table's first paragraph, which is always the title, and the other one is the current cell's first paragraph. So let's save that, and then we can just copy this here, copy. And so instead of repeating a bunch of code, we're just repeating a function call. We paste that there, and then we paste this here. So let's see if it still works. We'll go back to FrameMaker, we'll clear the console, and we'll run this, and we must have got, did we get an error? Oh, I'm sorry, I clicked the wrong button. Okay, so we run the script, and yeah, we get it now. So there's the main flow 1, main flow 2, table anchor, table title, head 1, head 2, body 1, body 2, body 3, body 4, body 5, and so on. And there's one other thing that I want to do here. It doesn't seem to be causing a problem in this script, but sometimes it does. When you have a straddle, there's actually a cell here. Even though it's straddled, there's actually a cell object, but it has no first paragraph. And that could sometimes cause an issue, although it doesn't seem like it's doing it here. But let's add some safety here. So we'll say if cell is straddled equals 0. So this is saying only try to get the first paragraph if the cell isn't straddled. And so it would essentially skip that one. Now it doesn't seem to be causing us a problem here, but let's add this in here for safety, because I have seen this cause a problem. So we'll save the changes, and let's make sure it still runs. Let's run that. And yeah, we still get it. So we get all the paragraphs. So this is how you get paragraphs in document order, including table paragraphs. Now there's one minor thing that you could end up with here, and I just want to illustrate this. We're not going to solve it in this script, but let's say you had an anchored frame in here. So we're going to add an anchored frame. And then what if I created a text frame inside here? So we have that, and then if we go here and run this script, that's not going to get picked up. So there's a way to solve that, but I'm not going to do it in this video. If that becomes an issue, post a question on the Framers forum, and and we'll address that. And you know, that would be just another case where you'd add something to this script here. So this is a good shell, and you wouldn't have to rebuild this from scratch. You just add something else in here.